you're not going to get that kind of view that you're going to get at Chart House. I consider it to be a premier location along the East Coast in general.
Guests from Manhattan, they come over there and just say, oh my God, I live over there.
Yeah.
And they look over and there's just like, it's the most beautiful view I've ever seen. It's really about the hospitality where people will remember how they felt when they left a place. And that's what we want to make sure is every guest leaving there feels not only taken care of, but we cared about them and we made a memory for them as well.
This episode of New Jersey Living, we are returning to Hudson County, which if you've been watching for some time, you know for me, that's home base. So Hudson County, I hit every location along Hudson that is going to be relevant, of course, with real estate. But also, as you've also seen, I do hit the social dining scenes and the iconic locations. So today is one of the iconic location features that we have had on this channel because we are visiting Weehawken, specifically the Chart House. So this is something that you absolutely want to stay in tune to get some insights and a little bit of history as well to one of the finest dining scenes along the Hudson, whether you're on the New York side or the New Jersey side. So stay tuned now. Welcome to New Jersey Living, the podcast, where we explore all things New Jersey real estate. I'm your host, Corey Jones, a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker and team leader of the New Jersey Living Group. We're a team of experienced agents who specialize in residential sales in several counties ranging from Bergen County in northern New Jersey to Ocean County down the shore. On this podcast, we will talk to real estate experts, local business owners, community leaders, and town officials to get the inside scoop various towns in New Jersey. We'll discuss everything from the latest market trends to featured local attractions with dining, recreation, and entertainment. Whether you're a current resident, a prospective buyer, or just curious about New Jersey real estate, we have something for you. So sit back, relax, and join us for a conversation about all things New Jersey living. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in New Jersey, team leader of the New Jersey Living Group and host of New Jersey Living, the podcast. We rest our license with Coldwell Banker and we cover all things New Jersey. So if you are looking to learn or interested in learning all about all things New Jersey, particularly real estate, of course, but also dining scenes, social entertainment locations, iconic locations, this is the channel for you. So please do click like, subscribe, notification bell to stay tuned for information that is coming your way. This is something that is built for those who are considering buying or selling as well. Those buyers, I'm going to flash up really quickly here. I have a buyer's guide. I also have a relocation guide if you're coming in from outside of the area. And for sellers, we have not forgotten about you. We have both a QR code for cash offers. If you're just curious what a cash offer would be on your property right now, we have a QR code for that. And those who are just curious what your market value is. You're not even looking to sell right now, that's fine. But you should know what your value is. Click this, we'll get something to you within 24 hours. So today on this particular episode, I have with me a good friend of mine, Hans Nielsen. He's general manager at Chart House, and we're going to get a good piece of history. We're going to take in some sites, some you've already seen a little taste of, but we're going to get, and speaking of taste, we're going to dive into Chart House. So Hans is going to give us some history, going to give us some little bit of taste of the cuisine and what to expect there. Those who have already been there, definitely feel free, drop a comment. This is a community page, so we want to get insights on experiences, thoughts. Please do contribute. Just follow the guidelines, keep it positive, right? So that I don't have to screen and filter any out. So we're going to turn it over to Hans now. So Hans, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure
today.
to be here. It's a blessing to see you, John.
All right, man. Likewise. Very much a pleasure that Hans took the time to have my team come to do a little recording to get some sites in at Chart House. So Hans, I'm going to start with you. Just give a little history on you. So because our audience, a lot of them don't know who you are. Give us a little of your history and how you arrived eventually at Chart House.
Absolutely, yeah. My name is Hans Nielsen. I'm the general manager, as Corey mentioned, at the Chart House Weehawken. Been over there for about 30 years. Been with the company 35 years. Believe it or not, I'm from Maui, Hawaii. I lived there for about 13 years. Started with Chart House in 1989-90, and went over to San Diego, and then opened up Chart House Weehawken, just a dream restaurant, dynamic location, just a bird's eye view of Manhattan skyline. I opened that in 94. And then we unfortunately had a fire in 98 on the pier. It's out on the pier looking at New York City. And then we were closed for a couple of years, reopened May 15, 2000. And it's been a great ride, Corey. It's just been a blessing to be able in a place to make so many people's memories so special, with whether it's their wedding, whether it's their birthday, whether it's their, last night we had a 62nd anniversary. We make moments happen, we make memories happen. And it's just to do it in the location with the cuisine we have of both steak and seafood, fine dining. And also, most importantly, Corey, is the hospitality end of it. We really strive on the best hospitality we could provide for our guests each and every time. And that shows with how busy we are in that location. So just a blessing to be here with you, Corey, and talk a little about Chart House as well. I love what I do. And I've been very blessed by God to do something that I just love. And in life, you have either a job, a career, or a calling. I really feel God's called me to do this and be a leader of teams, as well as strive in hospitality to the next level for every guest that we take care of at the restaurant. Very exciting. It's not work to me. It's a passion, and when there's passion, there's purpose. And my purpose is to take care of not just the guests, but also the team that I work with. I have a staff of 160 people, so it's a big team, and we're able to build teams out of that. And there's always opportunities to build your team to the next level. So it's a great spot, great restaurant.
Absolutely, I can speak firsthand. Obviously, not only have I dined there, you hosted an event. I had my team there. We're going back probably a couple of years, but we had a holiday event there. So I'm going to have you speak into that a little bit too, in terms of the different type of events. Just from a venue standpoint, you have restaurants that are strictly just a seated dining area, and then you have others with more multiple and more diverse kind of layout, right? So I'm gonna have you speak in that just a minute. But you mentioned last night, and this is something you and I spoke about just before we started recording today, just was going back to that skyline view and what you saw last night that was just so unique. We're gonna flash up a couple photos as you described that, but just share a little bit about last night.
Well, it's unbelievable because you're the best view of Manhattan's from our restaurant. And people say, do you have a restaurant on the water? And I say, no, we're in the water because we're out on a pier and there's nothing around us but water. And you're looking right at New York skyline. And as Corey mentioned, it was just gorgeous last night. You had a pink and orange skyline, and people just jaw-dropping when they walk in. And that's the other great thing, Corey, about our restaurant is so diverse. We get people from every country there is, every diverse there is. And whether you're a party of two celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, or like we had yesterday, a party of 250 for lunch, we do it all. We have separate catering rooms that can accommodate, whether it be a wedding, corporate parties, banquet parties, any type of event. And it's just the backdrop is the best you'll find out there. And it's just it's a very nice spot to do both types of events.
Yeah, so I spoke to a little bit that we just for the viewing and listening audience right here, we had an office event that was a night event, and the night event is remarkable. Because at nighttime, you're seeing the entire Manhattan skyline. And this is the thing that you cannot see in Manhattan. That's the thing about dining in Manhattan. You see a couple buildings, but you can't really appreciate the full scope of being able to see all the way down to the tip of Battery Park, all the way up to the GW, right?
You get GW Verrazano all the way through. And what's funny, Corey, you mentioned that is we get so many guests from Manhattan that come over there and just say, oh my God, I live over there. Yeah. And they look over and there's just like, it's the most beautiful view I've ever seen.
And you can't see from it.
And you really, when you're in the thick of it in New York City, you're in a bunch of cement, right? So you're looking at just a gorgeous skyline. So.
I would say even if you're downtown Brooklyn, right, you're not going to get that same kind of view, right? So if you're on East River right there on the other side of Manhattan, you're not going to get that kind of view that you're going to get at Chart House. And something that Hans mentioned, he mentioned being on a pier. So literally when you turn into the Chart House parking lot, you're driving on a pier all the way down to the parking lot itself. And there's no other restaurant, I can say this definitively, there's no other restaurant that extends out into the Hudson the way Chart House does.
That is correct. Yeah.
I believe there might be one other spot, I can't remember the name, but it's a smaller seafood restaurant, downtown Jersey City. The name escapes me right now, but it's not far from Exchange Place. So I'm not going to say that, there's nothing else out on a pier, because I think there is at least one other, but nothing that extends that far out, right? That
and
you're
I think
on the
also
water.
where we're centrally located is important too, because directly across, not only do you have the Hudson Yards, but you all have Midtown right in front of you there too.
Right.
And the access to our restaurant is so easy too, because you have the pier,
Lincoln
you have
right
the New York Waterway with the ferries and all that.
Yes.
So there's so many different ways to come in. You got the light rail right across the street from us.
Correct.
So there's so many ways to come into the restaurant, even if you're in New York City as well and getting over to New Jersey.
And that was the thing, because I remember the party that I had, and this is probably, I want to say this is probably 2021 maybe, but I had a combined New Jersey and New York team, right? So a colleague of mine that was with the same brokerage on the New York side, we collaborated together, and a lot of the New York people were like, why would we want to come to Jersey? I'm like, look, you guys have no idea until you come over, right? And for a lot of them, they realized very quickly how conveniently located it was, whether they could drive, because as soon as you get out of Lincoln, it's right there, right?
Exactly.
Or you could take the train over and just, light rail up, right?
Most of the time, we're 2 minutes from the tunnel, but you know how that goes with
Yes,
traffic.
that tunnel, particularly. So yes, location-wise, you can't beat. It's a viewing scene, and again, we're filtering in a lot of this visual footage as Hans and I are having this conversation, so you can see firsthand the exteriors. Now, interior. So Hans, you already mentioned you all have venue space for both corporate or large group, and even small group events, because you have, and this is not going to interrupt the normal dining scene. So just give a little bit about the setup.
It's basically two facilities in one, Corey. We have a whole upstairs where there's our catering facility. And again, like Corey mentioned, we have rooms that seat 25 people, rooms that seat 280 people. So it's going to have a separate everything, as far as we have bridal suites, we have separate restrooms, separate kitchen. It's a big team that we have. So we want to make sure that your event goes off unhitched, where as far as anything from banquets down to downstairs. Whether you're a party of two, again, or a large party, you're going to get that same type of hospitality that we're talking about. There's a big thing on hospitality, Corey, if I may say, is that, you have service in restaurants, you have hospitality. Service to me is an action. Hospitality is a feeling. And one thing we want to make sure is all our guests feel like it was an experience. I got a great review today on Yelp that just said, this wasn't dinner, this was a dining experience, a memory for a lifetime. I'm sure that skyline last night, pink and orange and all that blue, that was beautiful last night. That helped too, but it's really about the hospitality where people will remember how they felt when they left a place. And that's what we want to make sure is every guest leaving there feels not only taken care of, but we cared about them and we made a memory for them as well.
And say that one more time. You said hospitality is...
hospitality is a feeling where service is an action.
Service is the action. I like that. Yeah. Service is the action.
So if you look at it this way, to me, service is black and white. Hospitality is in color. And we want people to feel like, wow, that was just a memorable, colorful experience.
Right.
So when they leave, not only they feel like they want to come back, but they also put something in a memory book for a lifetime. And then we've created a lot of that. I had a party the other night that they've been coming there 30 years, right? And they've had everything from their wedding there to their kids' communions to their first date night there. So not only they're 30 years coming to the same restaurant, but their whole lifetime they could put a memory to that location. Whether it's their little young one, whether it's their tying the knot together.
Yes.
And we have a beautiful outside deck where we do a lot of weddings on the ceremonies outside. It's a gorgeous deck outside. So you could do your ceremony outside and then have your beautiful wedding upstairs in our grand ballrooms as well. So it offers a lot of diversity with that location.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, I think about it. My wife and I have had anniversary dinner there. And it makes me think when the first time I took my kids there.
It's table 87. Right? I remember.
You remember that? You remember that? I don't even remember the table. But the last time I think the last time we went, we took the kids. Our kids are adults now, but they just felt like it was a dining scene which they had not seen before. And we've vacationed all over. Like we've been. I know you had from Hawaii yourself. We've been to Hawaii. We've taken them there. We've taken them to the Caribbean and all this, but they felt, just a different experience in that setting, right?
Yeah, we want a feeling of royalty. That's what we want. We want people to walk in. And what's amazing, Corey, is when you see the people walk in, they've never seen the New York skyline, and then they sit down and they're well taken care of. It really goes a long way, and it fills your heart. It fills your heart and that's where that purpose comes in, and then the passion flows from purpose, right? And you just feel like you made somebody's evening that much more special. It wasn't just dinner; it was an experience, and that's our aim on every table, every guest that comes in.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we're talking, and one thing that I led in with that, Chart House is not just a unique Weehawken or New Jersey location. I consider it to be a premier location along the East Coast in general. There, and I know you had a career in this field, right?
Yeah,
so, if we had to have comparables of other locations that, if somebody hasn't been to this region, but they've been to somewhere along the East Coast, be it Nation's capital, be it Miami, or they've been West Coast, LA, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle. Are there some comparable kind of places to Chart House, you would say, just from your career experience?
Absolutely. I mean, Chart House is known. We have quite a few locations, 25 locations, and they're known to be on the water with beautiful views. And I left one on the water in Maui back in the day, and I left one in San Diego in '94.
And they were still there, right?
Open Weehawken. San Diego's still there. The Maui one, we sold that, and that's how that moved on.
Okay, okay.
But, Weehawken just has a unique feeling to it. There's it's just a beautiful spot. And people always ask me, wait a minute, you lived on Maui 13, 14 years and now you live in New Jersey? What's wrong with you? And I just said, this restaurant keeps me here and I just love where I'm at. Yeah. And it's a beautiful spot. And it's always good to go back to Maui. Don't get me wrong. But where we're at, you got to love what you do. And when you love where you're at, it shows. It shows with your staff and your team. People reflect how you are. We're role models for what we do. So.
Absolutely. That's great to hear. So look, if you have not had an opportunity to visit or have an event at Chart House, it is well worth it. Just plug in for us, like somebody is looking, whether it be corporate, whether it be family, wedding, bridal shower. You all have had it all, right? What would be the best way to get information or get a booking for Chart House?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can look on our website. It's charthouse.com, and that's probably the easiest way. You can always call the restaurant at 201-348-6628. That's for our dining. And then for catering, we have 201-348-6401. I have a whole catering team. We have 4 sales managers upstairs that will be more than happy to help you with all your needs. We have great party planners with what we do. And again, our cuisine is everything from seafood to steaks. We specialize in prime rib, New York steaks, filet mignons. We get all our fish fresh, all our seafood daily. We're one of the few restaurants that get seafood every day. That's how busy we are. We do a lot of covers, but it's all about quality, not quantity, and we do it right. But that's probably the best route to take, or to get a hold of the restaurant as well.
Got it.
We're owned and operated by Landry's Restaurants, which you can always go to Landry'sRestaurants.com, and you'll see a whole diverse selection of Landry's restaurants that they have as well, such as Morton Steakhouse, Del Frisco's, some high-end places, Mastro's Ocean Club, and we have some restaurants too for kids. We have the Rainforest Cafe, we have Joe's Crab Shack, we have different places too. So very diverse, great company. Love working with them, and I'm blessed to work with such a dynamic team in such a beautiful location as well.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize they had such a broad, they have portfolio, if you will.
48 concepts. Yeah. So,
wow.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Wow. And you guys are functioning. Y'all are operating pretty much every day, right?
We're 365, man.
365.
Yeah. I've worked 34 Christmases, brother. So we're busy all the time, and it's a blessing to have that. We're always open. We're dinner only during the week, and then we do lunch and dinner on the weekend. So if you're looking for a great lunch spot, that's it. Saturday, Sunday. 11:30 to 3, and then we're open from 3 to 11 on the weekends, and then we're open 4:30 for happy hour. Do a real nice happy hour too, from 4:30 to 6. Gorgeous lounge area that you can see the view of the Manhattan. Great menu for happy hour as far as drinks, wine, beer, as well as appetizers as well. So we got something for everybody. Really
I'm curious, because I haven't put this before you on previous occasions, but I'm thinking like New Year's Day specifically. Is there typically like a special hour for that, like where there'll be like a brunch? Any days have a special brunch, or is it just straight like a lunch menu every day, or does that ever
on
alter?
Saturday, Sunday, we do the lunch and dinner menu early on in the day. So we offer, again, for lunch items, we get some light eaters in there that like the fish tacos, the salads, the lighter items, the burgers and all that. Yeah. But we also offer the dinner items such as, we have fresh fish, we have prime ribs, steaks, scallops, crab legs, lobster. I'm getting hungry. We have all the things that come in fresh daily, and they're made to order. The other winner too is our appetizer and dessert selections. All our desserts are homemade. We have such a selection of desserts, as well as all our cuisine is made by a well-trained culinary team that we have in Chart House Weehawken. Got
it. Okay. All right. Well, look, if you're not having a stimulated palate yet, which I hope you have after listening to this, it's definitely worth a visit. Check out the website. If you've seen my episodes on Hudson County, any of the Hudson County locations, Hoboken, Jersey City, Weehawken, there's so much to take in that general area. So why not come and visit this location while you're in the area? If you're already in the area, you've probably already been to the Chart House, at least driven by the Chart House. All right. If you've been anywhere along Harbor Boulevard, right there along the waterfront.
Absolutely.
Right? So
yeah, we're well known in that.
Yes.
Not just New Jersey, but the whole tri-state area. I had a guest last night drive from Delaware Really? I said, you drove from Delaware to have dinner here? They go, well, this is where we had our first date. And I said, that's amazing. Wow. And sometimes I live 30 minutes away, and I'm like, wow. But to drive from Delaware says a lot about going that far for our location.
Memorable experience, because there is no blessed. Other location that you can dine, that you can take in this kind of experience. And I've dined at other locations. I shared with Hans when I was visiting to do the recording the other day that there are some spots in Jersey City that you get a pretty good view, but you're mostly looking at the financial district, like the southern end of Manhattan. What you see at Chart House, in part because of, like you mentioned, location-wise, you're right around that midpoint, right? You're right around Midtown area, and also because you are out on the water, right?
Yeah,
you're not like in town where all the buildings are around you. You are very much like on an island, right?
Definitely.
Like on an island out in the water that you can see everything end to end, Verrazano on one, right to the south, and then GW all the way up north. So absolutely a unique place that you're not going to be able to see this kind of scene anywhere else. Right. So thank you again for taking this trip out.
And Corey, I may mention too, they can reach out to me anytime. Easy name to remember, Hans. I live and breathe Chart House. I'm there all the time. Just reach out to myself, and we'll make sure we hook you up with a not only beautiful table, but a great memory too for our dining experience as well. Right.
And I would venture to say, although Hans and I hadn't talked about this, but absolutely mention that you saw this on New Jersey Living, right?
Absolutely.
So you see it on the YouTube channel, and I'm sure Hans is going to make sure he takes care of you. All right, I can tell you that.
Definitely, and I'm grateful to be here too, Corey. Thank you for having me.
Thank you again for coming. Yeah. Absolutely. So for those who, again, first time viewing, thank you for tuning in today. Those that are longtime viewers, I hope this gave you a nice little bit of a different spin of what we normally do. I try to mix in some eats here and there. Sometimes it's during an episode, and then every now and again we have an episode specifically on restaurants and food, this being one of them. So again, be sure to click like, subscribe, notification bells, and stay tuned for more upcoming content on New Jersey. So in the meantime, stay safe and stay tuned to New Jersey Living.